It was a chilly winter morning in the small mountain village of Marangar. The sun peeked over the snow-dusted hills, casting a soft golden light over the mud brick houses and winding stone paths. Life here was quiet, humble, and simple. People relied on one another. Every face was familiar, every problem shared. In the center of this village lived a 9-year-old girl named Amina. She was known for her bright smile and curious eyes that always seemed to be searching for beauty in the most ordinary places. Amina's family was not wealthy. Her father worked as a woodcutter, and her mother stitched clothes for neighbors to earn a little extra. Yet, in the simplicity of her home, there was a richness of love and kindness that made her the happiest child in the village. One frosty evening, while helping her mother sort through old clothes to donate, Amina noticed something unusual. In the corner of a wooden chest lay a small hand-woven scarf, beautifully patterned with red and gold threads. It wasn't new. In fact, some threads were frayed. But it held a certain warmth, as though it had captured the essence of many winters. Amina, her mother said softly, noticing her daughter holding the scarf. "That scarf was made by your grandmother. She wove it with her own hands many years ago. It has always been special to our family." Amina stroked the fabric gently. "Mama, may I keep it?" Her mother smiled. "Of course. But remember, it's not just a piece of cloth. It's a gift of love, patience, and care." That night, Amina wrapped the scarf around her shoulders and stared out the small window, watching snowflakes fall under the moonlight. She thought about what her mother had said, that it was a gift of love, the village's problem. The next day, Amina overheard two elders speaking near the market. The winter had been especially harsh this year. Several families were struggling. Some didn't have enough firewood. Others lacked warm clothes. The small village school where Amina studied was cold and drafty. The old wooden roof leaked when it snowed heavily. Worst of all, an elderly woman named Bibi Zora had fallen ill. She lived alone at the far edge of the village, and her only son worked in the city. People said her house was freezing at night because she had no firewood left. Amina's heart tightened. She had always liked Bibi Zora, who told the most magical stories about the old days. The thought of her sitting alone in the cold made Amina restless. That night, as she lay under her thin quilt, the scarf around her shoulders, she thought, "What if I could do something? I don't have money, but I have love. Maybe that's enough." Amina remembered the small gifts she had made for her parents during Eid. A paper flower, a hand-drawn card, a little bracelet from beads she had found. Her parents had always cherished them, not because they were expensive, but because they came from the heart. What if, she thought, the whole village shared gifts, not of money, but of kindness? The next morning, she told her best friend Samir about her idea. If each person gave just one small thing, a piece of firewood, an extra blanket, a few eggs, or even a story together, we could help everyone. Samir's eyes widened. That's actually brilliant. But how will we tell everyone? Amina smiled. I'll start with my scarf. The first gift, she wrapped her grandmother's scarf in a piece of brown paper and tied it with a string. On the outside, she wrote, "This is not just a scarf. It is warmth, love, and hope. Pass it on, with something of your own, until it reaches everyone who needs it." She left it at Bibi Zora's doorstep, knocked, and ran away before she could be seen. From behind a tree, she watched the old woman open the package. Bibi Zora's eyes filled with tears as she held the scarf close to her chest. That night, the scarf stayed with Bibi Zora, but the next morning, she added a small bundle of dried herbs she had been saving, wrapped them together with the scarf, and sent it to a neighbor who had a sick child. The chain of kindness begins. Wordless and magical, the scarf began traveling from one home to another. With it went gifts of all kinds: a jar of honey, a basket of fresh bread, a pair of warm socks, a hand-carved wooden spoon, a bundle of firewood. Some people added a heartfelt note, others included a prayer. Each gift, no matter how small, carried the warmth of kindness. Within a week, almost every household had received the scarf and added their contribution. And then, something unexpected happened. People started helping each other outside the gift circle. Neighbors repaired roofs together, shared meals, and took turns carrying water for the elderly. A village transformed. The village, once quiet and struggling through the harsh winter, began to feel alive with connection. Children helped shovel snow from paths. Women baked extra bread to share. Men cut more firewood than they needed and gave the rest away. One evening, the village gathered in the small schoolyard. Amina watched as the scarf, now adorned with ribbons, beads, and stitched patches, was placed in the center. It was no longer just her grandmother's scarf. It had become a symbol of unity. The village elder spoke. "We have learned that even the smallest gift can warm the coldest nights. This scarf will stay in our school as a reminder of what we can do when our hearts are open." The lesson that lasted years passed. Amina grew older, but the story of that winter and the traveling scarf became part of village tradition. Every winter, the gift scarf would be sent from home to home, carrying new tokens of kindness. Children grew up hearing how a 9-year-old girl's idea had changed everything. And whenever Amina saw it hanging in the school, she remembered that love, when shared, never runs out. It multiplies. Because sometimes the smallest act of kindness can touch an entire village. Like and subscribe for more kindness stories.